reasons why people don't consider selling to public sector, and why they feel out of reach to business owners, to small business owners and business owners like us. And my talk today is really to address the question about why they are relevant and why they are a good opportunity for you. So my name's Shiona Campbell from BDS Business Development and Support Limited, and my talk today directly addresses that question. And as Giles says, the title is Yes, You Can Win Tenders, and real wins, real opportunities for small businesses. In the next 15 minutes, I want to show you that winning these contracts isn't just for the big players. It's absolutely achievable for small businesses like us. And there are real opportunities out there that you could apply for today. So I'll move there. So looking at this image, it might represent how public sector contracts can feel to some of you. Like there's a barrier, the door's blocked, or that they're just completely inaccessible. It embodies the why not reasons. It looks too complex, the barriers seem too high, and you feel too small to get past them. And those feelings are completely understandable, but the reality is that much of this is based on myth. The public sector has changed the way it buys, and it keeps changing to make it easier for us to buy from them. They have initiatives to make it easier for SMEs, which we do come under, and there are opportunities tailored for businesses of our size. Some of these will take the format of frameworks or dynamic purchasing systems, which will often be awarded to multiple suppliers, and they will often be broken down into different parts or lots. All of this making it achievable for us as either sole traders or micro business owners. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at some real life contracts that have been won by micro business owners or sole traders. So this opportunity here was advertised in November last year, advertised by North Lanarkshire Council, and they were buying on behalf of both North and South Lanarkshire. I know from looking at this, you can see Lanarkshire Business Support and Expert Help Services, but you will see a value of £1.4 million. You might feel that that value is beyond you as a small business. The reality of this contract is that there were elements of it that made it easier for us to bid as small businesses. So although it's got a value of £1.4 million, that is a 4-year contract. So immediately you can see it becoming slightly more attainable for us as a small business. It was also split into 8 different parts, so 8 different lots they call it. Each of the lots could have a maximum of 4 suppliers awarded onto it, and I think 7 did have 4 and 1 had 2. So when you start splitting it down, you could see that the value of it for one supplier is not £1.4 million. It's going to be a fraction of this, which is achievable for us as small business owners. So what Lanarkshire were looking for was business support, as it says, and expert help. How that will happen in practice over the 4 years is there will be expert help, and that's the biggest proportion of the contract. And that's where businesses are given between 1 day and 5 days support from experts on the framework. Another element of it is training, so half-day workshops. It's through Business Gateway, really. So the ones that you see coming up with Business Gateway, half-day workshops, either delivered in person or virtually. And the third element, which was new to this contract, is surgeries, where you would get an hour or 90 minutes support. So all of the businesses that were placed on this were micro businesses or sole traders. So all businesses like us wanting to work with somebody who was earlier on in their journey. I worked with somebody on this, and I worked with them on the previous iteration of this. And when I first met him, he presumed that the public sector, as a business advisor, the public sector would be his competition. So he wasn't really sure about public sector contracts, but he was interested in what there was. Fast forward through the Lanarkshire contract, and he also has a couple of others. And the public sector work that he secures makes up 85% of his income. So, by no means a competitor of his, actually a big proportion of his business. And he was able to split the risk over a number of contracts. And ultimately, some of these people he supports do become private clients as well. So, yeah, lots of opportunity for him within this. Oh, and some of the lots I was going to tell you about, yes, to get an idea of the types of people who would go for this. There was a lot that was business growth and development. There was another lot that was human resources, leadership and skills. And there was a lot on marketing and a lot on digital marketing. So that's just four of the lots, but it just gives you a bit of an idea of what it was. But it was working with SME businesses. So, and then this second opportunity. So this is somebody else that I worked with. This was an example. This is an example from a few years ago, and it's a Scottish government. It was a Scottish government contract. It was development training for women living and working in Scottish agriculture, and the value of this contract was £140,000. So I was recommended to somebody to speak to about public sector bids. She is still a sole trader, and she had no experience of public sector bids, and our business was about 2 months old. So these are all things that myths that people might tell you about public sector is sole traders can't bid, you can't bid as a new company, and you need experience. But with this example, she didn't hit any of them. What she did do was she brought together she knew she could deliver the contract on her own, but she also realised that she could deliver it better by working with others. So she brought together a consortium. She was a lead bidder on it. There was one limited company in the consortium, and the rest of the consortium were all sole traders. And she brought together like a specialist in mental health, somebody who specialised in the menopause. She brought them together to deliver this contract, and she won it off an incumbent provider who had delivered a pilot and had evaluated really, really well because she showed that she could do it better, and she really considered what she was going to do. So she won a £140,000 contract, her first public sector bid, and she delivered it over 18 months. So an amazing achievement there. But so I could tell you about different types of opportunities that people have won. But realistically, what can you apply for today? What could you go for today? So I've got two examples here. They're both dynamic purchasing systems. So dynamic purchasing systems are basically a pre-approval process. They are open for the whole duration of the contract, but the sooner you apply, the sooner you can be invited to bid for things. The initial pre-approval process is relatively straightforward for most contracts, and it gives you access to all of the contracts. So these have both been split into lots again, and you would be invited to bid for everything within the lot that you win. If you happen to be unsuccessful in the pre-approval process, you ask for feedback, correct it, and reapply. So a lot less risky for us as small business owners, and I think a really nice entry into selling to the public sector. So first opportunity is Southampton City Council, and it's a dynamic purchasing system for design, print and related services. You can apply for this until the 16th of November 2026, but obviously the sooner you apply, the sooner you'll be invited to bid for it. The value of it's £700,000, but that's the whole duration of the contract, remember, and it's split over 13 different lots. The lots include, and I'm not going to go through all 13, but includes creative service design and artwork for print and digital media. There's another lot for copywriting and proofreading. There's a lot for photography, and there's a lot for digital communications. And as well as Southampton City Council having this dynamic purchasing system, easily I can find Haringey, Camden, and there was another one as well, that all are very, very similar. So yeah, really, really good opportunities. And the next opportunity is another dynamic purchasing system. And this is similar to the type of support that was in the Lanarkshire contract. So this has been advertised by Telford and Wrekin Council. You can apply until the 26th of October 2028, and that's actually just been extended. And it has been split into 9 different lots. So remember, this is working with SMEs. So those of you that do consultancy with SMEs, this might be a good fit for you. And it's one-to-one support, but also one-to-many. The one-to-many is likely to take the like kind of webinar or training course type route, and the one-to-one support, yeah, will be delivered on a one-to-one basis. So they have a lot on financial planning and accessing finance. They have a lot on digital, and that's supporting businesses to get online. A lot about operational effectiveness, and a lot about sales and marketing, but that's just some of the lots that they have there. So as I said, yeah, providing both one-to-one and one-to-many support. And both of these, yeah, you could apply for today. So now that you've seen that small businesses can win and hopefully feel more confident about getting past these perceived barriers, the next crucial step is knowing where to find the opportunities, where you can look today and where you can start applying. So the first so these are all key portals, and they work on a nation basis. So Public Contracts Scotland is the portal for Scotland. If you're interested in delivering contracts in Scotland and you don't need to live here for that, then definitely sign up for Public Contracts Scotland. Sign up and make sure you fill out an alert profile, and you'll receive an email probably daily with opportunities that are relevant to what you've set on it. But also within it, make sure that you complete the supplier finder profile. So the supplier finder profile will enable public sector organisations to find you and to invite you to bid for contracts. And I mentioned in my pitch earlier that 77% of the contracts are classed as low value. And this is often how the low value contracts are advertised and awarded, through the supplier finder profiles, where you're asked to bid. They're not open to everybody. So a really good way of finding these contracts that are amazing for our businesses. So Public Contracts Scotland for Scotland. England, they use a portal called Find a Tender. There was new legislation come in for England and Wales at the end of February, and it's everything now should be in Find a Tender. It used to be split over 2 systems, but there's a threshold of about £126,000, but above and below threshold should all be in Find a Tender. In Northern Ireland, they use a portal called eSourcing NI. And in Wales, it's a system called Sell to Wales. You will find some duplication between these systems, but these are the main portals that it's worth signing up for, and really worth having a bit of a look around and establishing who might buy what you sell. And that could surprise you, exactly who will buy what you sell. So having seen that it's possible and knowing where these opportunities are published, and bearing in mind I've only got 15 minutes, so I can't take you through everything, I've come up with a quick 5-step guide that takes you through what I think is important to consider, and then to help you start looking at public sector bids. So the guide walks you through practical steps. So first of all, considering your business. So think about your business and think about what you're already doing just now, and how you want to take your business in the future. That could be geographically extending, or it could be selling more of a service or a product that you have. So think about that. But it also helps you to think more about who your buyers are. And as I said in the last slide, who your buyers are could be surprising to you, and the organisations out there that might buy from you might surprise you. It shows you exactly where to look in tender portals and gives you a plan for finding opportunities, regular opportunities that will match what you offer. And it's designed to make it easy for you to start exploring the opportunities that are live today that you can apply for today. So thank you very much for your time today. And I hope I've shown you that winning tenders is genuinely possible for you and for your business. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I've popped a link for my LinkedIn into the chat, and I'm happy to take questions now. Thank you.